Today, we're going to dive into a really powerful idea, one that sits right where our spiritual lives and our emotional health collide. It's a framework called emotionally healthy spirituality, and honestly, it might just change the way you see, well, everything.
So let me just ask you this, straight up. Do you ever get that feeling that you're doing all the right spiritual things? You know, you're meditating, you're serving, you're reading, but deep down, you feel emotionally stuck, like you keep reacting in the same old ways you hate, and something just feels off.
In this quote from Peter Scazzaro, it just gets right to the heart of it. This is the core idea for this entire explainer. It makes a really bold claim. Our spiritual growth is literally capped by our emotional maturity. You can't have one without the other. They are completely tied together.
To really get this connection, we have to go beneath the surface, and the absolute best way to do that is with a powerful metaphor, the emotionally healthy spirituality iceberg.
Okay, so first, let's be clear on what we're talking about. Emotionally healthy spirituality, or EHS, isn't just some vague idea about feeling good. No, it's an active practice. It's about intentionally integrating our emotional world with our spiritual world by, and this is the key part, paying attention to all the hidden stuff we usually try to ignore.
This visual says it all, doesn't it? We spend so much energy on the 10% that people can see, our job, our behavior, our public image. But the whole idea of EHS is that the massive, unseen 90% under the water is what's actually running the show. It's steering the ship, whether we realize it or not. So what's really lurking down there in that 90%? Well, it's all the heavy stuff, right? The deep fears we never talk about, the real reasons we do the good things we do, old wounds, and this one's huge, the patterns we picked up from our family. This is the control room for our entire life. Okay, so knowing about the iceberg is one thing. But what do you do about it? How do we actually start to engage with it? That's where things get really practical. EHS gives us two core rhythms to help build this awareness right into our daily lives. The first rhythm is called the daily office, or you could just call it the pause. Now, this is not your traditional quiet time. Look at the difference here. Instead of a one-way download of information once a day, the whole point is to stop multiple times a day just to be present, to connect with yourself and with God or the universe, whatever that means for you. It's all about presence over performance. And look how simple this can be. It's just 3 intentional pauses. One in the morning to get centered before the day's chaos hits you. A quick pause midday to just remember what actually matters. And then one in the evening to let go of all the day's stress before you go to sleep. So simple, but it can be totally transformative. The second rhythm takes this idea and blows it up into a weekly practice, the Sabbath. We're talking a full 24-hour stop, and it's a 4-part invitation. First, you just stop. All the work, the worry, the rushing, it stops. Then you move into intentional rest to recharge. The third step is my favorite, and it's crucial. You find things that bring you pure delight and joy. And finally, you spend time in contemplation, just soaking in gratitude. It's like a hard reset for your entire soul.
All right, so these daily and weekly rhythms are the foundation, but they're supported by some really critical mindset shifts. So let's move on and look at 5 daily principles that help put all this into practice. This first principle is a game changer. Always look beneath the surface. So instead of just reacting when you feel a surge of anger or anxiety, you pause and you ask this simple question. What's really happening inside me right now that I'm not seeing? This one question turns you into a curious detective of your own inner world, exploring that hidden 90%. And that leads perfectly to this fantastic quote. I love this one. Jesus may be in your heart, but Grandpa is in your bones. It's such a powerful and kind of funny way of saying that our family history, our past, it's literally wired into our bodies. It shapes our automatic reactions today, and we've got to be aware of that. And the next principles build right on that self-awareness. First, live in brokenness. That just means stop the performance. Stop trying to be perfect, because real connection comes from being real. Next, receive limits. You have to get that you cannot do everything. Saying no isn't a failure. It's a vital spiritual discipline. And all of this leads to the final beautiful point. Love well. Because you can only truly, deeply love other people when you first have the courage to actually know yourself. So let's bring all this together. The goal of all these practices and all these principles isn't just self-improvement for the sake of it. No way. It's all about becoming the kind of person who can know themselves deeply so that they can love others more deeply. And this right here is the bottom line. Real transformation doesn't come from trying harder or learning more facts.
It comes from the raw courage to be radically honest about what's really going on inside us, down in that hidden 90%. That's where the real growth happens.
So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a question to really think about. Based on everything we've just explored, what's just one thing, one fear, one old wound, one hidden motive in your 90% that you're ready to bring into the light, even just a little bit, starting today? Because that answer, that could be the beginning of everything.